get right. Let's 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 get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. What? Let's get into this here.
And it is day 236 of the second Trump administration. It has been an overwhelming, challenging, difficult,
Lucy in the building, fam. I appreciate you. Hit that like button. Double tap that screen for me.
And break down what's happened and why it matters. After a day and a half search, authorities had caught the suspect in the killing of Charlie Kirk. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson from Utah is in custody this evening. The county attorney plans to file official charges early next week. Investigators say it was his family that turned him in. My colleague Morgan Chesky lays out how it happened.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Tonight, after a manhunt that lasted just 33 hours, police say they've caught the suspect who assassinated conservative activist Charlie Kirk. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, arrested for suspicion of aggravated murder and other charges. Authorities say his family turned him in.
A family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Law enforcement sources tell NBC News that family member was Robinson's own father, who contacted a friend identified as a minister. And that's when local sheriffs lives in Washington County, Utah. Is currently a student at the Technical College, where he's in the electrical apprenticeship program.
Congratulations.
Video from 2021 shows Robinson reading a scholarship letter from Utah State University, which he attended for one semester.
Really, $32,000.
Utah's governor. Family members told them incidentally brought up Charlie Kirk's upcoming visit to the Utah University's campus, saying he did not agree with him.
In that conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and points that he had.
And tonight, it's revealing more evidence uncovered in their investigation, including taunting inscriptions written on 3 unfired rounds they recovered. One of them reading, "Hey, fascist, catch," followed by arrow symbols. Another with the lyrics of an anti-fascist song from Italy.
That's a piece of evidence, and so it shows there was some kind of intent there to deliver a message.
Also interviewed Robinson's roommate. Showed the messages they say Robinson wrote on the platform Discord, saying he needed to retrieve a rifle left behind.
A message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets.
Discord tonight saying it has found no evidence that the suspect planned this incident or promoted violence on Discord. This morning, President Trump announcing the arrest.
I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody.
The head of Utah's DPS telling me their investigation is far from over.
Is it your belief that Robinson is the sole perpetrator in this case?
We are very confident that Robinson was the only shooter at this scene.
Robinson arrived on campus earlier than initially at 8:29 a.m. wearing a tee and short, only to leave and return in a different outfit. The same one seen in these enhanced photos, and then again later, when authorities say Robinson ran and jumped off a nearby roof to get.
Lori in the building, fam. You already know what it is. I appreciate you. Double tap that screen
Today
for
at
me.
the family home, a Challenger was seen parked in the driveway. Tonight, family, friends, and neighbors left stunned.
And I feel for his mom. I love Amber. She's a great mom.
All the war in the building, fam. Double tap that screen for me, man. I appreciate you, man.
With that, let's get smart with our lead off panel tonight and try to make some sense. Yes, Peter Baker is here, Chief White House for the New York Times, MSNBC Senior White House Correspondent, the great Vaughn Hilliard, MSNBC Legal Analyst Christy Greenberg, who's a former federal prosecutor and former CNY Criminal Division Chief, and Jim Kavanaugh joins us, retired ATF Special Agent in Charge and former hostage negotiator for the ATF. He's also an MSNBC terrorism analyst. Jim, you know we're turning to you first. Last night, authorities made it clear they needed help from the public, and it was the suspect's own family that ended up turning him in. What do you think about how this played out?
Well, it's good police work. You know, on the Unabomb case, I worked on that case on and off for 17 years. What solved that was releasing the letter and writings of the Unabomb, and his, recognized it. So it was good police work. They tried at first to do some facial recognition, maybe see if they could be identified around the campus. But he lived, 3.5 hours away, so they weren't successful. It was smart that they put it out right away, Steph, so that was a good move. This assassin, like many others, is like a spider, and somebody comes into his web in his area. This happened with the shooter in Butler, Pennsylvania. He lived 1 county away. He'd been researching Biden and the Attorney General, and here comes the president 1 county away, or the president-elect, and he fires at him. So this is the case here. Charlie Kirk comes into his web. It was Lee Harvey Oswald. He only had the job 30 days at the book depository when the motorcade was announced after that, and there he was. So that happens. Many, many cases happen like that, and this is another one. So it's good police work to get them that quick, because I think what does damp down this stuff is you're not going to get away, and a sniper wants to get away. That's part of the reason he uses that technique, Steph.
He uses that technique, but it sounds like he had very little experience, this young man. Christy, from a legal side, walk us through what prosecutors are looking
Uncommon
at
woman
now.
in the building. What's up with it, fam? Double tap that screen,
alleged
that like button, subscribe. We cooking.
So it sounds like this suspect is facing state charges and not federal charges, and that those state charges include murder, causing bodily injury with a weapon, as well as obstruction of justice. It sounds like they have a very strong case already. You have a very strong case that they have the right person, because you have a confession, and the confession is to a reliable witness, his own father. You have surveillance images that match his description, and when they apprehended him, he was wearing clothing that matched the clothing that he was found with at the scene. They have the suspected murder weapon. They have messaging apps from an account with his name that talks about a rifle being left in a bush, wrapped in a towel. And sure enough, the rifle here was found wrapped in a bush in a towel. You also have the motive in talking to family members, where they're saying that he mentioned Kirk coming to Utah, and that he thought Kirk was full of hate, as well as the motive of the inscriptions on these casings. So all of that is building a strong case that, one, they have the right person, and two, that he's the person that actually, committed this murder. So already they have a strong case. The key thing that they need to do right now is focus on the evidence and try this in a court of law and not in a court of public opinion.
Peter, the president basically broke the news himself on morning television. He said there's a suspect in custody. Do you have any sense on how this came together, that it was the president even notifying America?
Well, look, this is a president who
LaVelle in the building. I feel you, fam. Hit that like button, subscribe. We're about to cook them tonight.
He sort of revels in that to begin with. And in this case, he was told the results of the arrest shortly before going on Fox and Friends in the morning, and he decided he would go ahead and break that news. And look, it's partly a reflection as well of his relationship with Charlie Kirk. This is a really important figure in the MAGA movement. His death, I think, affected the president in a personal way, as it naturally would. It affected his son, Don Jr., who was very
Terry
close
in the building. What's good, family? Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking.
Close to Charlie Kirk. People in the White House had tears in their eyes and were quite shocked by all this. So I think for him to be able to announce the arrest was a matter of, validation. We've got him, as Spencer Cox, the governor, said. And it's his style, President Trump's style, to be the front and center on this kind of thing.
Vaughn, given how close this administration is or was with Charlie Kirk, the last few days have been extraordinarily tense, anger-fueled within this administration. Is there a sense of relief tonight now that the suspect has been arrested?
Absolutely, and we heard that from Capitol Hill. Look, this is a president that said he intends to go to the funeral of Charlie Kirk just south of Utah, Arizona, where Charlie Kirk was living with his family. There was, of course, Kirk seeking to hold campaign events around the country, return to Congress. Of course, he also wanted to hold what he said a big event for this presidential Medal of Freedom ceremony, giving Charlie Kirk the highest civilian honor at a undetermined time. And so the fact that there was somebody out there for that period of time, understanding that he had such intentionality as targeting Charlie Kirk, of course, it raised the specter of concern here. And I think that that is where, for the White House, there was, of course, the immediate sense of anger. And I think that it is understandable in nature to turn to anger to watch the assassination of a loved one, of somebody that played such a prominent political role here. And I think that we have seen much of that really come to the forefront over the last 36 hours.
There is still so much we do not know about the suspect, and we don't want to speculate, but he is not fitting a profile, from what we understand, that many were assuming he would. What is your reaction to what we do know about this young man at this point?
Well, you know, he kind of a little bit fits into some of the mold, Steph, because look, like I talked about the spider web, some of these guys are so much opportunists. Sirhan is another example. We could go on and on. They only get the opportunity because someone in their mind, in their targeted mind, comes to call them. And these guys were all young. You know, Oswald was 24. You can go to Arthur Bremer, the early 20s. You know, this guy's 22. The guy in Butler was 21. They're young people. That does fit the mold. And they're not exactly extremely talented. This guy probably fired a hunting rifle when he was young. He lived on the Utah-Arizona border. I'm sure he was a hunter and shooter. There's pictures of him when he was a teenager with guns. It's pretty common in that area of the West. Not unusual at all and nothing evil about it. So he probably had some experience. And with that rifle at 175 yards, Steph, with a scope, that's not a hard shot. And I would say he wasn't aiming for the neck. Nobody would. He would probably aim right for the head, and the bullet dropped a little bit. He almost missed. I mean, a few more inches to the Mr. Kirk's left, he would have missed him. So it wasn't any tremendous shot. He was just using a rifle that takes down big game, a 30-06, takes down a deer, an elk, and a bear, and it's a devastating wound. So he's not that sharp. I mean, he's telling people he did it. He's putting on the web, you know, where he left the rifle. He's not any, you know, arch criminal mind or anything. He's just a radical fanatic who, you know, took an American's life trying to kill free speech. And, you know, that's it.
Christy, talk about the spotlight that is now on the Utah prosecutors and what it must be like to be in that position. The whole world is watching, and people want this man to be, if it's him, to be punished for what he's allegedly done.
Right. I mean, look, this is such a significant case. It is so important for the prosecutors to convict the person responsible for committing this murder. There is just a real strong need for deterrence here to send a clear message that anyone who commits acts of political violence will be held accountable. So these prosecutors need to not say or do anything to jeopardize their case, to prejudice the jury pool. You want to make sure, obviously there is going to be a tremendous amount of pretrial publicity, but this in Utah, trials are publicized. There are cameras in the courtroom, unlike in federal court. So at every stage, including starting at the arraignment next week, there will be cameras in the courtroom. So do your talking in court, let your briefs, let what you're saying in court speak for yourself. Stay away from the media interviews, stay away from social media posts. You know, make sure he gets a fair trial so that you can protect your case and make sure that any conviction you get sticks, and that he doesn't have any course to say that he was treated unfairly. You know, an example here would be the Luigi Mangione case. In that case, the judge actually chastised the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, for talking about how that case fits into President Trump's agenda to fight violent crime and make America safe again. She said, hey, you've got to knock it off, stop talking about the case, keep it to the courtroom. And so I'm hoping that the prosecutors take heed in that case and take that message, you know, in this case as well.
Oh no, let's get some order in here, make sure we understand what's going on. You know you in here with your boy. Don't never forget you in here with your boy, Dealatofficial. And this is No Filters, fam. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we about to cook in here. You see what's going on? Something ain't right. It's put together 3 hours to do it. Let's get order in here. We can inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a duck and if it quack like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. We know. We got common sense over here with no filters. Caleb in the building. Let's make sure we understand what's going on here. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We're going to cook. We want to get to the bottom of it. Because right now, what I'm hearing and seeing is that clearly, it took 33 hours. This guy had a confession. He contacted somebody's family. All of a sudden, he the one. We about to uncover the truth, fam. Let's get right. Let's get right. Let's get right in here. Because I see how they coming and how they own it and what they doing. Let's make sure we understand what's going on, fam. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We about to cook it here. What the fuck? Come on, fam. Let's see how they trying to. Come on, fam. Mona in the building. I see you. Mona in the building. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. They trying to cook them up in here, Mona. You see what the lick coming? Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking in here. Cause I see it come. What the hell? Hold on, fam. I see how they coming. Hold on. I see what the level is. Hold on, fam. Cause I see how they coming. They trying to see what I'm saying. When you start talking about that real, see how they coming, all the wars. See how they coming, Lord. See how they coming, Mom. When you get on that really dear Holyfield, they want to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we gonna get to the bottom of it because we know it walk like a duck and it quack like one. Damn it, we know it is. I had some boy, you know what I'm saying? When I got that recipe for you, that's how they coming, fam. Hold on. Cause I see what they level is up in here, how they want to try to stop a real one. How they want to try to stop. So you can't stop me, fam. You can't stop Dealatofficial, fam. You can't stop no filters. I will adjust accordingly. Stay with me, fam. Get your drink, get you something to eat. I hope you got your smoke, because they want to play with me. I'm about to show how I'm coming. Since that's what they want to do, Mona, let me show you how I'm coming, fam. Since that's how they want to come, let me show you how I'm coming for real. Since they want to play with me, up in here, yeah. Yeah. See how they try to do, but you can't. Because I'll tell you something right now. I know what's going on, Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know you want to know it too. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I do. I see what they try to do to me. You see what they try to do to me, don't you? I got something for that. You give me 2 seconds, please. We about to reconvene accordingly. Because they won't hate on me. And they try to, what's up, Barbara in the building? Hit that like button, subscribe. Rick in the building. I see you, fam. Uncommon woman. You see how they coming with it. Get right up in here. I see what they doing, though. But they can't stop us. They can't never stop me. I'm going to show you how I'm coming. You ever try to stop me, I will adjust according to whatever need to be done. You understand me? Play with me up in here, boy. You just played with the wrong one in here. You want to keep playing with me? Do it want to keep playing with me? Huh? Let me show you how we coming then. You want to keep playing with me?
Hey guys, I hope
Since they want to play with me, that's fine. No, don't even trip on it. I got you. I got y'all. Give me 2 seconds. I got you, fam. They want to play with me. Is that how they coming? Alright. Let's get right. 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 You can never with the one and only. Let's get right, fam. We're going to take it back like we never left. For my day ones, they want to play with me. You don't get to play with me. Going back to my day ones, they know how we coming. Let's get right. Let's get order. Let's have it. Let's go, fam.
Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. Today we're going to be talking about the tragic breaking news that the political commentator Charlie Kirk was shot. Let's get right into it. Right now, reports are coming in all over the media that the political commentator Charlie Kirk, who's closely associated with Donald Trump, was apparently shot at an event that he was hosting in Utah. It's being reported that he was on a college campus where out of nowhere shots were fired from a building close by. And from what I'm being told, Charlie Kirk was actually struck in the neck. This is what the media is reporting now. Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk was shot at a Utah Valley University event on Wednesday. The 31-year-old's condition is unknown as of Wednesday afternoon. A single shot was heard at the Orem, Utah campus as Kirk began speaking at his rally. This is extremely tragic news. While I'm not a big fan of politics at all, you guys know that I stay away from politics completely. I still think it's horrible when anyone gets hurt, especially in a matter like this. You know, a violent situation like this in front of so many people. Not only is it a tragedy for Charlie Kirk and his family to go through, but all the people that were there that had to see this. This is truly horrible, and it's so sad that this is what the country's coming to. The signs are all there. We already know why all this keeps happening, and this is one of the main
Sugar Rush in the building. You already know what it is. That like, but subscribe,
because it leads to radical situations like this, where some people take things into their own hands and do crimes like this that not only affect the person they're doing the crime to, but also everyone else there that had to witness that. I actually spoke about Charlie Kirk a few months ago when Donald Trump ordered him to stop talking about the Epstein files, but what is being reported now is that they have a suspect in custody, and they're also reporting that there was no security available at the event, which made it kind of easy for this man to show up there and commit this crime in broad daylight in front of all these people. One of the strange coincidences that I noticed during the video that's circulating of the incident, right as Charlie Kirk said the word violence, the shooter let off shots.
I'ma check it and see, Mona.
That to me was extremely suspicious and strange. It almost That to me was extremely suspicious and strange. It almost was like on cue. And we know how some of these situations are not what they seem. I'm not saying that's the case here, but that was something that I noticed that just caught me off guard and I found extremely suspicious, as right when he said the word, the situation happened. Now, this situation might be reminding a lot of people of the situation that happened last year with Donald Trump when at one of his speeches, he was quote unquote ambushed by a shooter who was also in a nearby building. And that whole situation had America divided as well, as people didn't know if this was a stage incident, a real incident. We still don't know to this day. You know, I have my thoughts on it. I've said it before on Patreon, but realistically, this situation, when I saw that, it kind of raised some red flags to me. I'm not saying this is not real or staged or whatever, because from what we can see, he clearly appears to be severely injured. And the reports are right now is that we don't have an exact update on his condition, whether he's okay, if he's gonna make it, if he's in critical condition. We have no idea. It is just being reported that he was hit, and after he was hit, his body just went limp. So we should honestly be praying for Charlie Kirk. We don't want no one to be hurt.
CC in the building, I see.
Recovers. In the video, they
that like,
show the police arresting someone. It could be the possible suspect. He looks like an older white man. Who knows though? You know, he could have just been someone that the police suspected. It might not be the actual man. But as of right now, what's being reported is that Charlie Kirk was giving this speech. he was at a university in Utah, and while he was talking and he said the word violence, that's when the exact shots rang out. They're saying it was only one shot. Now we have to understand that in the last few months, our country has been truly dividing even more than it's ever been before. This is one of the things why I speak against politics, because I believe politics have been utilized just for that purpose, to create division amongst the people. Because if we're honest with each other, these politicians, they all know each other, they all hang out, they're all cool with each other, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, but they have us believe that they're in this all-out war for who's going to run this country, when in reality, the same people are going to be running the country whether the Democrats win or the Republican win. It's the people with the real power, with the real money, who controls these banks, who controls the wealth of this country, and they're the ones who control how this country operates, not necessarily the face that they put in the White House to make us believe these are the people that are running things. Because the ones that are running this country, we can't really vote for. But as we can see, all of this division leads to things like this, like violence, unnecessary, unprovoked violence. Because honestly, Charlie Kirk can say whatever he says, and whether you agree or disagree, it shouldn't validate a reason for him to be injured, specifically in a matter like this, in the public eye, in the public view, in front of all his fans that just so happen to be younger people that are now going to be scarred for the rest of their lives. You know, I might go deeper into this on Patreon, because like we already know on YouTube, there isn't much that we can say without us being censored. But realistically, this is a horrible situation. And again, the division that we're creating, it's only causing situations like this to happen. There is no good to this. For those that are not familiar with Charlie Kirk's content, he's very pro-Trump, and he's credited with helping Trump's movement, especially when it comes to Gen Z and the younger generations. He's the one that really, what they call, mobilized them to vote for Trump and, you know, to pick a political side. He also had a relationship with Candace Owens. They used to do a podcast together, if I'm not mistaken. They were on the same show together at one point before Candace left. So he's in that political space, what they would normally call right-wing, conservative, all that nonsense. It's just labels to divide people in reality. You know, he definitely is on Trump's side. He's definitely one of the people that has been supporting Trump heavily. And I know even with my subscribers, there's a division there with people that love Trump, people that don't believe in Trump, all this stuff. But in reality, what matters is that things like this shouldn't be happening in our country. Things like this are showing us just what kind of times we're in, where a person can't even go and say what he wants to say, whether it's politically motivated or orchestrated, whatever you want to call. This shouldn't be allowed in our country. People shouldn't be getting hurt like this. I'm seeing some new updates now. One is that the actual person that they arrested is now being reported that he is not the actual suspect, that he has confirmed, that he has admitted that he's not the one that did it, and authorities claim that the suspect is still at large. And even worse news, it's now actually being reported that Charlie Kirk passed away. Unfortunately, the father of two has passed away and has left his children behind and his widow. And this is truly horrible, man. I like to think about, this man is close to my age. He's still a very young person. And just like him, I have kids. I can only imagine how these kids are going to grow up in this world. And it's truly disturbing and scary to think that just because he has an opinion, even if it's not an opinion I agree with, I still think that our opinion should be protected. And I don't think that we should be harmed, especially not when it's not something that's truly harming people. It's just his opinion. And now, sadly, he has passed away at the age of 31. Seriously tragic news. This is horrible. One thing that I wanted to mention is that recently we've been seeing all this Epstein files and all the Epstein situation and all the drama with that. And a lot of Americans are fed up with that situation. And I'm one of them. I'm truly angered by the fact that they refused to tell us the truth and they protected this entire situation.
Hit that like button, subscribe to Cookin.
Just a few days ago, documents were released and a bunch of letters were released. One of those letters being a letter that apparently Trump sent to Epstein. And, you know, that was the letter that a few months ago I covered and people were refusing to believe is true. But the letter has now been leaked and you can see that it clearly does have Trump's famous signature right there on the picture.
Okay, so hit that like button, subscribe. We about to cook in here. You see this shit? Yeah. I don't know if you heard about it, but yeah, this Trump. This is a flyer that Trump sent to Epstein back in the day. I mean, this alone is just letting you know just where their brains is at. So all this tree hugger shit he be acting like he doing, or he ain't got no problem with this, This is a birthday party situation. You understand? Shout out to Miss Steen 4900 with the $10 donation in the Cash App from CC in the building. Appreciate you, family. But it's a difference in saying that if it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, you better know it's a duck. And this is clearly walking, quacking, and it is. So now we have to understand, Charlie Kirk, what was your position? Because everybody focused on Trump. Everybody focused on Epstein. Everybody focused on making Trump guilty right in front of the world face. And they focused on doing it. So think about it for a second, fam. You telling me Charlie Kirk, out of nowhere, everybody talking about it? You think they ain't finna keep talking about it for another week? But think about it. They trying to build several situations off Charlie Kirk passing. One, who did it? They trying to see, does this young dude stand with Transformers, Israel, Germany, Israelites, all of that. They trying to figure out, they trying to create motive. And now when you try to create motive, you start thinking about cause and effect. Let me say that again. When you create motive, you create cause and effect. And that is surely what is being done right here in front of our eyes. Motive for cause and effect. There has to be a cause. Something has to affect something. There has to be a cause. There's no way all of this attention on Trump about Epstein, and then this guy gets hit broad daylight in front of everybody. I'm talking about, did it so blunt, so blatant, out the blue. That's something to talk about. That's something that should be on everybody's mind for a long time. Right? It ain't never happened broad daylight in front of us like that in this generation today. So it's like, man, they should be talking about this for a while. The cameras shouldn't even care. And what the news is doing, the news literally has something to carry for as long as they want to carry it. That is what we're looking at, family. And as long as they continue the narratives, the motives, the reasonings, that's when you know somebody lying. And it's sad, because they did that man like that broad daylight in front of everybody. Ain't no way. How y'all got all of this in 33 hours? That man said it took 33 hours. Hold on, let me get it right for you. Let me get it right for you. Let me get it right for you. They said it took 33 hours to find this man. You hear me? Oh, no, hear me now. They said it took 33 hours.
FBI Director Kash Patel and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us...
Yeah, moving forward with 33.
We also have with us...
Listen!
Yes, Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor, Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
In 30, that I will now turn the microphone over to the director of the FBI.
Listen, everybody in here right now, listen.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk. And
Derek in the building, you know what's going on.
I express my deep gratitude to President Trump the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 30 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. The resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolute.
So now we have to take heed to this man saying 33. And if you're hip like I am, then you know what it stands for. Act like you know what's going on here. Better tell somebody in the chat. What I tell you when you know what's going on and it's going to help your family. We living in the same place. We living on the same situation. We going through the same shit every day. And don't anybody even know what you're going through. You don't even know what I'm going through. You better tell somebody what's going on. Hell, half of y'all don't even watch the news. Half of y'all don't care. Half of y'all thinking somebody gonna hear about something. Let me tell you about something about too late. Let me tell you something about what's too late. How you gonna ask somebody what's going on when they don't even watch something like you? They don't know, so how you gonna find out? You better like that button. You better subscribe to Dealatofficial, my fam, here at No Filters. This is where you find out. And you hit that like button and subscribe, and we about to cook in here.
Yesterday, the world was shocked when it was reported that the political commentator Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while debating a crowd member at his event. He was at his first stop at Utah Valley University when the incident occurred. Not long after the shooting took place, people, including myself, noticed a lot of strange details emerging that made this entire tragedy look so suspicious. Details that clearly indicate this wasn't no spur-of-the-moment attack. This was clearly planned, and it looks like they allowed this to happen for a reason. Clearly, they wanted this incident to be as public as possible. But why? Who would do this to Charlie Kirk? Is this an issue caused by the political war between the left and the right? Or was he targeted for his political commentary? Well, after digging into this, what really happened to Charlie Kirk seems to be much darker, as his death will shift the conversations away from what they're trying to cover up. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth.
You better know what's going on. You already know Monday through Friday. Here with your boy Dealatofficial, my fam. And this is No Filters.
Right now, everyone is talking about the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk. While he had many people who loved him, he also had many people that hated him. The reason Charlie Kirk was so famous to some and infamous to others was because of his political commentary. He was identified as a right-wing, far-right conservative commentator who had been a longtime supporter of Donald Trump. He was also closely associated with the rise of another political commentator, Candace Owens. With the two,
and I normally don't even do this in my right mind, but we appreciate you. That man said Ryan Lawhorn. That boy name sound like a snitch. Lawhorn. He said, I ain't hitting shit. I'm out. I don't even get what that heel boy can't even talk. Man said, I ain't hitting shit. He out. He don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. What am I trying to say? I ain't trying to say shit. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. But see, it ain't about what for you. It's for your kids. Because see, your dumb ass going to be out here doing prize picks on the couch because you over there talking about what happened late while your dumb ass kids out here don't know what to do. Because you over there playing games with real ones in here that want to know what's up. Because right now, stupid ass, they dogging people right in front of their face. They shooting people broad daylight with a 30-06 with no problem. I remember when that carbine can hit you too from an angle. So you need to shut the fuck up when you in my house. I ain't checked one of you sick motherfuckers in a minute. Watch your mouth. Tax slots, I appreciate your TNC slots. Said, what the fuck is this? This Dilla T, this family, this no filters. We want to know what's going on because people getting shot broad daylight in their neck right in front of their family and their kids. What is bro yapping about, stupid? Talking about people getting shot up broad daylight in front of their family and their kids. And it could have been you too. But see, when you find out who did that, you're going to be more scared than that. You're going to be real scared when you find out who really did that. Because we're here to inform, understand, and be aware. We're bringing light to darkness. We informing stupid-ass people like you that don't care about nothing but yourself. But then when yourself, aunt, mama, daddy, cousin, somebody gets shot from afar, then you crying. Then you at the funeral with the glasses on, with the cologne on, the perfume, swagged up, waiting for the repast to get a plate. Then you crying. That's when you crying. Yeah, family is family, motherfucker. And you definitely ain't family if you ain't hit that like button and subscribe, because we cooking in here.
Show together on Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA at some point. In the last few years, Charlie gained a large audience of both lovers and haters due to his public political rally debates he would host. Charlie was known to go to colleges and public events where he would engage in heated political debates with random people. These debates would often spark controversy as Charlie would push heavily against what he called the leftists, which was basically anyone considered a liberal. These heated debates would be posted all over social media, where they would end up going viral. Charlie was so well known for his political debates that South Park recently made fun of him on their episode, an episode that they have since taken down. Charlie was also credited by Trump and many other Republicans for mobilizing the youth when it comes to politics. He significantly helped Trump reach Gen Z with his methods of debating college students. Even though Charlie was a big Trump supporter, he did publicly question him when Trump decided not to release the Epstein files. Charlie was big on having these files released at first and demanded transparency. But after Trump told him to let it go, Charlie did just that. After Charlie was shot, Trump announced his death on his social media site Truth Social, stating, "No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie."
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical and political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come.
Poppy Pat in the building,
Because
let
of
them know
this
what it is, man.
Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless us.
The problem that you really looking at and don't really understand, fam, that's really before your eyes, is that no one cares. Oh, shit. Let me say that again for the stupid people in the back. The problem really is that no one cares. It ain't even about trying to figure out who did what or what's what. It's about no one cares. They are so distracted. The distraction is so deep, so real, so massive at this point that no one cares what really happened. See, people really don't care because now they actually have a face to put behind the glasses and the hat. Now they have a story to put about why it even happened in the beginning. See, this is like they automatically trying to give the family closure. And that's exactly what I got out of this stupid ass speech. This is a rundown of giving closure to the family and the people of the USA and the followers that he gained for Trump. You need to ask yourself, seriously, if this is the person they put in office, and if this is the person that's going to remain, if they broad daylight, allegedly, hitting people in the throat from nowhere, you better start looking out the blinds. You better start looking out your window. You better start looking. You better start observing. You better get out that phone. You better get your kids out that tablet. And you better open up your damn eyes. A girl was just on the train in North Carolina and got stabbed up. Murderer walking up and down the aisle. Ain't nobody did nothing. Just let it happen. See, if this was you, or if this was your people, or somebody around somebody, you would be tripping off of it. But that's the thing. You got a lot of people that care about what happened because they see the bigger picture, as we all do here at No Filters. But then you got a lot of people that really don't care because it don't affect your everyday schedule. Ooh, let me say that again for the people in the back. It don't affect your schedule, so you don't really care. You haven't heard or got a call that it was your people that got hit. So you don't really care. Some of you feel like, oh, well, it wasn't this texture of skin or your texture of skin, so you don't care. Some people feel like Charlie had an opinion and it went against my skin color, so I shouldn't care. No, fam, you better get order in here. See, I come from back in them times where if we see something that ain't right, we open up our damn mouth. If your kids was playing on the street and they doing wrong and they cussing and they going after things, doing this jabbing off, somebody gonna say something. And it ain't gotta be your mama or your daddy. That's the day I come from. And I just don't know when it stopped. That's when kids started having kids and they lost the code. It was always G code, live by, die by. It was always the code of the streets, live by, die by. And now they popping people broad daylight right in your face and you can't do nothing about it. So it's a deeper message being sent. Because we're here to bring light to darkness and know That if it walk like a duck and if it quack like one, damn it, it's a duck. I don't believe that's the shooter. That's just me. Let me know if you believe that's the shooter. Yes or no in the comments right now, family. No now. Yes or no. And if you, do you believe he the one that did it for real? Stop playing. 33 hours, that fast. Lori, do you believe, Lori? Jalea D, do you believe they did? Order War, do you believe? Moving forward, do you believe they did? Yes or no? See, that's going to let me know who we need to bring light to and her. Hit that like button, subscribe, and we cooking. I need to know in the chat right now. Tell me what you think. Yeah, laying on the couch, laying in the bed, chilling, rolling up, smoking, sitting back with us, seeing G on the screen. Truly appreciate each and every one of you, by the way. I really do. I'm for real. Like, I don't even know what y'all doing right now. But you see what I'm doing. But I appreciate you with me right now. Her and my family. Dealatofficial, no filters. This is a real thing. You understand? You see the donations in the chat. You see where the donations go. Cash App, No Filters, family. It's all love. Don't forget, you can win a No Filters shirt, family, too. You can win this. This is a real thing. I want you to know. My first two winners, one female, one male. Mona Thompson in the chat. That's family. My dog Tone 357 in the building, the t-shirt champ. Shout out to him. He came in. They won August. You can win. Special shine shirt by the boy Dilla T. Here at No Filters. Hit that like button, subscribe. Do you believe that's the shooter? I need to know. Do you believe that's the shooter? Harry Will, what's up now? Chilling. Do you believe that's the shooter? Maria says, yep. Maria, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Maria says, yep. Viral video mod says, yeah, those people should go to jail too. Lori, that's fam in the building, says, no. Maria says, Trump into the night with Mike says, me neither. TC Slot says, parents are parenting anymore. Moving forward says, I don't either. Zach says, yep. He believes that's the shooter. The Angry Christian says, yep. He believes that's the shooter. Draco Malfoy says, yep. He believes that's the shooter. Connor says, nope. He don't believe that's the shooter. Into the Night says, nope. Amal says, unconfirmed. Ryan says, Israel did it. Wow. Sharon says, Sharon Linton says, nah. Uncommon Woman, one of my fam, says, nope. Okay. Ether says, why wouldn't he be the shooter? Any reason? Because of what we just pointed out, how they dressed it up all together. They had it all ran down as if they planned it already together. Shoot him, look for him, put a face out there, make somebody else act like they got somebody in custody, some old man. Find out it ain't him, and then all of a sudden you got a picture of a guy, and then all of a sudden that guy says he told somebody's family in a Catholic church or something like that he did do it, giving a confession. I'm like, wow. Then all of a sudden, Kash Patel, the director of the FBI, walks up and says, it took 33 hours to find the shooter. That did it for me. Fine. Barbie says, nope, don't think that's the shooter at all. Poppy's Pad, that's my family, says, nope, don't think that's the shooter either. Demo says, not at all. Algery says, no, not at all. Lori says, yeah, that's a real thing to what I'm saying. And Danielle says, okay, Maria, that's a real thing. So let's get right, let's get real. Hit that like button and subscribe, family, because we cooking in here. I don't believe it either.
Memory, may God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Now, the information that is coming in about the death of Charlie is rather suspicious. At around 12 p.m., Charlie started his event.
DH in the building, hit that like button, subscribe, we cooking, fam.
This was likely going to be another day packed of heated debates as the students from the college attempted
Melissa Graham said no, Maria said yeah.
School, but he was ultimately allowed. At around 12:10 p.m., just a few minutes into the event, he started taking questions. This is when an audience
of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory, may God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Okay, now one of family here in the building, Monet Love. You need to hit that like button and subscribe. We cooking in here. She just said, giving a confession to the priest is not supposed to disclose that information or no information from a confession. Shout out to Mona Lee Luz bringing that back. I said, let me bring it back. Says, giving a confession to a priest is not supposed to disclose. That's right. That information. That's right. Or no information. That's right. From a confession. That's right. You know when you go up in there and they be like, what's up? You know, you got to slide the thing. You go in there, you sit down, and then you got to slide the thing. You be like, he be like, bless me, Father. You be like, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. And then he on the other side, like, okay, what you do, fam? And then you on your side, like, yeah, you know, I just robbed everybody. I just got all the money. I just put all this together. I'm getting pounds when they were tripping on me back then. Joe and them still hating on me. Fam and them like me, they won't see me up, but they was hating because I had to get money and I was moving fast, but I had to live because I got put out. And when I got put out, I had to hustle to get it back. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? He on the other side like, okay, Father will forgive you and you should give for your sins and be okay. And then that's it. Bada boom, bada bang. He don't supposed to tell nobody though. If that's the case, they should have some NDA papers right there, non-disclosure agreement papers inside of some type of cubicle box where you get a paper out and sign it. Because how all of a sudden the priest told these people that this boy said he just all of a sudden told the priest at the church? Whoever putting these stories together, boy, and see, that's the problem. They think it's working because nobody's fighting back. Nobody's speaking up. Like, oh no, bro, we're not buying that. We don't believe that's the shooter. Like, think about it. If they tell you that's the shooter, then the world be like, and they do a press conference. At the press conference, it's always news people at the press conference. It's never a you and me at the press conference. It's never a you and me at the press conference. So we can't ask questions like 33 hours. Okay, so how the priest able to tell on him if he telling something? And then when did y'all even find out he came with something? Like who? Like it's got to be way more details about that. They put that together so well and they got motive in there with the story. What are we doing? And you know what else is really sad? That they even thought that would work. But let me tell you why they think that'll work. They think that'll work because just like they cloning meat and putting it out here, just like fast food places, that's fake meat that y'all eating every day that you believe is good, but really is good because it's chemically put together. Because these professors and folk that know what go together, they know what to do. They running tests every day and night on you. 1,000 social media sites, 1,000 face recognitions. Are you stupid? You really think that's that? You dumbass. You really thought that was just nice, didn't you? Face. Oh, it can get my face. Okay, cool. And then you just, oh, it's just so much easier access, as they call it. It's just easy access. Stupid. You thought that was really nice. You thought that was really it, didn't you? You thought that was so convenient. Boy, they following every part of you, your life, and everything you doing. On every site that you doing it on. What? What? You really thought you was kicking it? The government can kill somebody in your face that you would claim, allegedly. Shout out to Into the Night with Mike. Shout out to you, Into the Night with Mike. My dog just says, have we really heard from the dad or lawyers? Nope, nothing. It's like, okay, that's it. It's a wrap. We got him. That's it. And then you got a bunch of black people, like dude just said, they so rich, a bunch of black people that's rich that don't even care about nothing like this. So possessed by materialistic everything that don't even care. I mean, and you got a lot of white people that don't care at all either. So rich, materialistic. So there's no black, no white, there's no Democrat, no Republican. For all those that are distracted by whatever we distracted by, we all are guilty for not caring. And this is the day that you should care and wake up, because if they can do this to this man broad daylight, they can do this to you in the dark. Easy! Tone 357 in the building, man. I appreciate you pulling up. If they can do it to him in the light, they can do it to you in the dark. Easy. So it's nothing. And in the fact that we accept it, I think they trying to get you to understand that the public is scared. Y'all really scared. Y'all talk all that shit to each other, talk shit about people, but y'all really scared. Women in here, snap your neck, demand respect. But you scared. You don't stand on business. Y'all stand on all that business against each other, but y'all ain't gonna stand on no business with no government. Y'all ain't gonna stand on no business with that government when you know it's janky. You ain't standing on that, but you gonna stand on that shit with the person at your job. You scared. Just say that. If you gonna follow me, just follow me then. That's fine. You scared. That's cool. You ain't believe that was the shooter either, but you ain't say shit. You just sat back. And then when we start talking about that ain't the shooter, or did a T open his mouth, now you want to open up your mouth and tell what you really feel. Face on in the building. I see you, fan. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking in here. Don't be scared. Oh, no, don't be scared. Some of y'all looked at that dude that got hit in the neck like that was just a political thing. Oh, that ain't nothing that you worried about. Nothing's nothing. You're nobody, so nobody's going to shoot you in the neck, huh? Let me say that again for the people in the back. You ain't really care because you thought it was a political thing that he got hit in the neck, but you think you won't happen to you because you're nobody. You don't talk about nothing. You just go home, go to work, and go home. So nobody's going to shoot you in the neck. So you don't care, right? Yeah, cool. Not a big deal. Not at all. Problem is, I pray you ain't got no kids. Because all that is going on is aimed at our kids. It's not even about scaring us. It's about scaring our kids. Because kids see that. His kids see that. Your kids might have seen that. Somebody kids besides his seen that. This matter more about the kids of tomorrow than about you today. Let me say that again for somebody in the back. Tell somebody it matter more about the kids of tomorrow than it does about you today. That was for tomorrow. That was for them kids. They are literally pumping fear in those children so they know. Don't ever open up your mouth. Don't ever speak. And if it ever is a president that's caught up with somebody pedophile, don't ever talk and support him. Because you could be a liability. You can be an accessory. And in this case, that was a sacrifice. Hit that like button, subscribe, because we cooking in here. We're going to learn today. Let's go.
Thank you.
Pay attention.
Now, the information that is coming in about the death of Charlie is rather suspicious. At around 12 p.m., Charlie started his event and began taking questions. He knew this was likely going to be another day packed with heated debates as the students from the college attempted to
Nene loves having TV in the building. Y'all know what it is. I see.
He was ultimately allowed. At around 12:10 p.m., just a few minutes into the event, he started taking questions. This is when an audience member asked him about the issues of mass shooting. When Charlie responded by saying counting or not counting gang violence, a single shot was fired from a bolt-action rifle that struck Charlie in the neck. He immediately began bleeding and his body was physically moved by the recoil. Charlie was then rushed to a car where they attempted to get him to the hospital, but sadly, the husband and father of two died at the age of 31. They reported that he didn't have security, but that was proven false, as Charlie had his own security and also the campus police were also helping keep him safe. Initially, 2 suspects were arrested on the spot, but later released, as they were proven not to be those responsible. Thankfully, now we have more information on how the shooting took place. It is being reported by a representative of the college that the shooter was located in this building, which is 142 yards away. It's a pretty far shot, and those who aren't trained likely wouldn't be able to make it. There were videos all over social media showing people spotting the shooter shortly before the incident happened. Suspiciously, just like we saw in the Trump shooting. Now the FBI has released an image of the suspected shooter. This is the man the FBI is searching for, as they believe he is the shooter. They claim that after the shooting, he managed to leave the school without being seen. The weapon he used was eventually found in a wooded area, and officials are analyzing a footwear impression and a forearm imprint to see if it can lead to anything. Right now, he still hasn't been identified or caught. Honestly, I find this entire situation suspicious and strange, and I will tell you why shortly. What I don't understand is how this wasn't prevented. Everyone knew Charlie Kirk was hated by many people. It's the reason he needed so much security in the first place. But even after knowing Charlie had plenty of enemies who would want to see him gone, it seems that they didn't do a perimeter check or had people sweep these buildings, including the roofs of the buildings, to make sure there wasn't a possible threat. It's almost like they allowed this to happen, in my opinion. Now, since this happened, I have been digging deep into this and searching through all the footage posted by onlookers on social media. One video that definitely stuck out to me was this one. This video of a man standing right beside Charlie has been posted several times by many people. The reason they keep posting this is because it appears that the man is giving off a signal right before Charlie gets shot. As you can see, he tilts his hat and touches his cheek, and then the shots are let off. Now, this could have been just an innocent gesture, but considering this happened literally right before he was hit, it makes it all seem so suspicious. On top of this, like I said in my last video, the shooting happened right as Charlie said the word violence. Think about it. Why did they wait until the exact moment he said violence? Why not have done it moments before or moments after? It's almost like that was supposed to be the code word to start the shooting. The irony of him speaking about shooting incidents, saying the word violence, and then becoming a victim of a violent shooting. This to me shouldn't be overlooked. Now it's clear there is no way the person who did this is just a Charlie Kirk hater. This man was obviously a hitman or trained assassin, as making a shot from that distance isn't something just anybody could do. It's clear this entire hit was planned well in advance, and they knew how they were going to do this. This person wasn't just a Charlie hater. I believe he's most likely either ex-military or possibly even ex-law enforcement. Sadly, we can't get a clear look at the guy, but he appears to be a younger white male, possibly in his 20s or 30s. I believe Charlie was targeted not because of what he was saying, but to be used for something much more disturbing. Over the past few months, America has been dividing more than ever. There has always been division between the left and the right, but now, there has been plenty of division between those inside of the Republican Party itself. Many people voted for Trump for one reason, because he promised to bring justice to Epstein's accomplices. He to reveal all the files and finally provide transparency to the American people. Something I myself found unbelievable because Trump himself had a relationship with Epstein at a certain point. This man exposing Epstein's accomplices could possibly mean exposing himself. A few months back, Trump decided that the Epstein files were boring and that nobody cared about that stuff. So he decided he wasn't going to release the files. This was literally a smack in the face to Trump supporters, and many of them began switching sides. It even appeared that Charlie himself had switched sides for a brief moment before Trump called them and told him to chill out. Then Charlie went and backtracked, saying to trust Trump and understand his process. For weeks, people demanded Trump keep his promise but he just kept on saying suspicious things that made him look more and more guilty. After months, most people eventually stopped pushing the subject as the government refused to release anything that would expose the accomplices. But just a few days back, Epstein's estate released a bunch of birthday letters that were sent to Epstein, one of them being from Trump himself. The birthday letter Trump sent was a picture of a clothesless woman with Trump's signature acting as the woman's private. Initially, Trump had denied sending this letter and even sued the publication that released this. But now, it seems that this letter has been confirmed. And even though Trump is denying that he signed this, claiming that it's not his signature, Trump's prior signatures have been released that clearly matches the signature found on Epstein's birthday card. Many big names were also exposed with this release, like Clinton and other billionaire elitists. This again reignited people's concerns, and again they were demanding the Trump administration give us answers. This led to a Trump representative claiming that Trump only had a relationship with Epstein because Trump was an FBI informant the whole time, helping bring him down. Obviously, this is just another attempt at deflecting. These letters prove that Trump and many others had been lying and likely are trying to protect this Epstein secret from coming out. All the attention is once again on Trump protecting Epstein and his accomplices. But luckily for Trump, now his ally Charlie Kirk was killed, and it's now taking all the heat off Trump. Now Trump is using this moment to talk about his plans to deal with political violence, which I'm confident would just be their new plan to force people to leave the Epstein situation alone, which basically means he's going to stop people from asking about the Epstein files. One thing is clear, Charlie Kirk was assassinated by professionals. I believe he was a sacrificial lamb to push Americans to leave this Epstein situation alone. They are going to blame this on rising political tensions that went too far because of this Epstein situation, trying to convince the American people to just let this all go in order to avoid future situations like this.
What I say?
This is order out of chaos. Charlie's death is going to be the chaos that leads to their order. They are going to blame this situation on those asking for answers about Epstein, saying that because of their rhetoric, they have caused this. This isn't true, and don't fall for this manipulation. Those same people saying this are likely going to be the ones behind what happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about was the response people had online to this situation. Many people were actually celebrating the death of Charlie, which is truly disturbing. It's like they were celebrating his sacrifice. There was a man who literally was caught cheering when the incident happened live on TV. Even TMZ allegedly celebrated that Charlie was pronounced dead.
Janet, go to have somebody look at.
Since when do we celebrate death? What kind of people are the American people becoming that they celebrate someone being killed in front of their wife and kid? Because of their rhetoric, they have caused this. This isn't true, and don't fall for this manipulation. Those same people saying this are likely going to be the ones behind what happened to Charlie Kirk. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about was the response people had online to this situation. Many people were actually celebrating the death of Charlie, which is truly disturbing. It's like they were celebrating his sacrifice. There was a man who literally was caught cheering when the incident happened live on TV. Even TMZ allegedly celebrated that Charlie was pronounced dead.
Janet, go to have somebody look at.
Since when do we celebrate death? What kind of people are the American people becoming that they celebrate someone being killed in front of their wife and kids? Think about it. Charlie's wife and kids were at the event and witnessed him die in front of all those people. Now people are online celebrating this. Truly disturbing, and it shows how moralist our country has become. They have succeeded in desensitizing and destroying the morality of this country. This is not what God wants from us. We are not monsters. I blame this on the political propaganda that is heavily pushed to divide us. Please understand that politics are a weapon used against us to divide us, not to help us. They want to separate us to keep us from coming together.
Friends, in the building, you already know what it is, family. I appreciate you. Love.
Simply a distraction.
Get
they
comfortable.
play their role every year to keep you consumed and keep you fighting each other. Divide and conquer. This man paid the price and is being used by these elitists. None of them actually care about what happened to him. As of now, most people will just focus on Charlie and forget about the real monsters. I'm going to keep looking into this situation and hopefully provide another update soon. My condolences go out to his family, and I pray that he's resting in peace. Well, I'm gonna end this one here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. This is another breaking news update. We just got confirmation that Charlie Kirk's killer has been arrested. Let's get right into it. For the last few days, all the media has been heavily focused on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Everyone is looking for more details and wondering why this happened and how.
Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Cooking it here.
Covering the situation. And in my last video, I gave my theories on what I believe was the reason for his assassination. In my last episode, we still didn't have a confirmation on who the killer was, even though they had released images of him. We still weren't given a name or anything like that. But now, just as a few minutes ago, we have received an update that they have arrested the killer of Charlie Kirk. This is the information that's being put out right now. The suspect in the killing of Charlie Kirk has been identified as Tyler Robinson and is being held without bail in Utah jail on several initial charges, including aggravated murder. They're saying he was caught last night as one of Robinson's family members reached out to a family friend who then contacted authorities with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. The family member told investigators that Robinson spoke negatively of Kirk before the shooting. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel and inscriptions on the bullets, including one that read, "Hey, fastest catch." It's also being reported that the alleged shooter is not talking to investigators after he requested a lawyer on the spot. This is what they know about the killer so far. He grew up in Washington, Utah, and earned a scholarship to attend Utah State University after a strong academic record in high school, but dropped out after just one semester. His voter registration records show that he is registered to vote unaffiliated with any party, although he is listed as an inactive voter, meaning he hadn't voted in at least the most recent 2 general elections. Now, to me, this is the most important detail that they released. According to the authorities, Robinson was taken into custody around 10 p.m. Thursday night after a 33-hour manhunt. You heard that right, 33 hours. We already know about the number 33, and we're going to get more into that in a bit. And this was said by no other than Kash Patel. A spokesperson for the university said in a statement Friday that Robinson briefly attended Utah State University for 1 semester in 2021. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I said in my last video, I still 100% believe that it was a professional hit that was ordered on Charlie Kirk. I do not buy this narrative at all, and I do not believe this is truly the suspect. A lot of this isn't adding up to me. Specifically, how they want us to believe this 22-year-old was so talented with a rifle that he was able to make the shot. This is something that I have been thinking about since the last video I made. How did this man know where Charlie Kirk's location was going to be the day of the rally? How did he know that he was going to be in that exact spot? And how was he able to determine which roof to sit on to get a clear shot of him? To me, none of that is making any...
Yeah, because honestly, that's the thing. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We're about to cook. I would think that they promoted this event. You know what I'm saying, fam? Let me know. You know what I'm saying, fam? I would think they promoted the event. So I'm thinking that's how he would have known that he's there. I mean, everybody else know, right? And if he got something to do with college or he just at the school, or matter of fact, you ain't even got to do nothing with the school. The man has been seen on stage with Trump. Damn it, you gonna know when he in your city. So that don't make sense. Anybody would know. So we're going to X that one out. We're going to move that out the way to act like don't nobody know. Because, again, this is he's famous at this point. You've been on stage with, matter of fact, you've been across the world on your own. And then you've been on stage with Trump. So you extra famous. So everybody knew you was going to be there. It ain't about that. Everything else fam was just speaking about makes total sense. Because to me, that last one, 33 hours. Woo! Hit that like button, subscribe. You're going to learn something today. Doing with your boy Dilla T and my fam here at No Filters. We cooking.
At all. It doesn't make any sense. And now that they introduced the 33 into the equation, we already know that's their infamous signal. For those that don't know, the number 33 is a very important number in Masonry. It is the highest degree in Masonry, in fact. Like I've said millions of times before, our country is controlled by Freemasons. It is run by Freemasons. If you don't believe me, here's a picture of Donald Trump standing next to someone who works with him wearing a Freemasonic pin. These are the people that truly run our country. And now the whole narrative that the family called a friend and the friend called the authorities, I'm not buying that at all either. I'm not saying that parents won't turn their kids in, but this is the exact same narrative we heard in the Luigi Mangione situation, that I believe Luigi Mangione wasn't even the person that did the crime in the first place. How did this man know where Charlie Kirk was gonna be? How did he know that he was gonna be standing in that exact spot, that he was gonna be able to make that shot? This does not sound right. That person who murdered Charlie Kirk was a professional, in my opinion, and this was orchestrated well in advance, and they knew where Charlie Kirk was gonna be standing, and they knew where to take the shot from, and they knew what moment to take the shot from. All of this is what's truly important. We have to remember what they're trying to do with this. They're trying to push the narrative that Charlie Kirk's assassination happened because of all the political conflicts that we've been having in the last few years. They're basically trying to blame it on people wanting to know the truth about Epstein, causing this political violent act, which I do not believe at all. I honestly think that this was orchestrated because of that reason, because they're trying to force us to leave this situation alone. What most people don't understand is that these administrations are actually scared right now because they put Trump in power, expecting us just to take whatever he says as word. If Trump said there is no Epstein list, they were expecting us to say, you know what, Trump, you're right, there is no Epstein list. The American people voted you in because they trust you, so they're gonna believe anything he says. It didn't happen like that though. At least some people woke up the moment they saw Trump denying all the Epstein stuff, and ever since then, Trump has been dealing with his own fan base turning on him. That is what's the problem here. Trump was the one who was supposed to lead this new world. He is the one chosen that's gonna have the least amount of resistance. And as you can see, even though a lot of people have turned on Trump, he still has loyal followers that will do anything for him. And I believe 100% that this entire situation was orchestrated. They want us to believe that Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old kid, was the person who committed this crime. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem real. We know that they always have a fall guy for these situations, and that's what I believe this Tyler guy is. Nothing but a fall guy. When we look at the incident, how the incident went down, it screams professional. How would this 22-year-old know where to stand, where to go, how to even use this rifle in a way that would be able to get him from that distance?
Okay, real quick, hit that like button, subscribe. I need to know if you know right now, yes or no in the comment now. Did he do it? Because we got way more information. You see the situation. That boy, 22 years old. Hell, he just bust out with that. How he know how long ago? How he know that distance of shot using the 30-06? And you must have been a kid or something that's been shooting that thing for some while, some long. Because ain't no way. Tell me now. Lady E say no. Shannon says nope. I'm from military family. No way. We got military family in here. Shannon, shout out to you. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. You let us know what's going on. Rosetta says no. Alexander Schmidt says he's 22 years old. Ed said yes, he did it. Miles says Trump taught Epstein. Believer wants to know how I feel about Charlie Kirk. Spacey T says, yeah, dear hunting since 7-year-old. Wow. Andrew said, yes, with a conspiracy. Tone says, I don't think that's the shoe. See, that's what I said earlier, Tone. You feel me, fam? I said, no. And then when I give him my dog, truth is, he like, no, that ain't the, no, I don't, no. That's just, no. Too much clean of a shot. Should have been messy. For somebody to just say, hey, forget it. Charlie's gonna be over here this day. Okay, cool. And then get up on this building. And then all of a sudden you hear this shot at the time of him talking about murder, killing, guns. And then you talk about guys in the audience doing hand signals. Did you catch that, fam? Guys in the audience doing hand signals. One guy got on black, one guy got on white. But then I heard later that they talking about 33 hours later somebody was caught. Are you crazy?
In that distance, no one is taking that into account. In my opinion, unfortunately, Charlie Kirk was used as a sacrificial lamb. Not only is this going to stop people from talking about Trump and Epstein for a while, but now they're going to blame this attack on Charlie Kirk on people trying to find out the truth. Now we're going to be the enemies. Now those that are speaking the truth about the Epstein files and wanting to know the truth about
hit that like button, subscribe, cooking.
This entire situation is not adding up to me. There's too much details that just don't make any sense. And we know this is exactly how those who run our country truly operate. We know how they get down. We know what they're up to.
That's what I'm saying, Tone. That's what I'm saying, Lord.
And I 100% believe that this man is not the shooter. With the number 33 being in the equation, the Freemasons' favorite number, come on, man. Like they're saying they found them exactly 33 hours later. We have to pay attention to the numerology that they use. We have to pay attention to all the things that they tell us because their lies are always uncovered in the details. This was a horrible situation. This was horrible that happened to Charlie Kirk. But I don't think it was this 22-year-old that did it. I think that the people that are truly behind this are those that are running this country. This is clearly nothing but the cover-up process that's happening now. And the media is going to report on it and everyone's just going to accept it and the world's going to move on. But this is not justice. Because in reality, what really happened that day, they're never going to admit to us. They're never going to tell us the truth. They don't tell us the truth. They run this country with lies, just like how they've been lying about the Epstein files, just how they lie about everything else. Remember, I've spoken about this many times. One of the leaders named Albert Pike spoke about a third world war all the way back in the 1800s. This man said that this war was going to be between Israel and Palestine. Just take that under consideration. All the way back in the 1800s, a Freemason, one of the highest degree Freemasons, he was considered a Freemason leader, said that a war like this had to take place in order for them to establish their new world order. That's why I stay away from all politics, because it's all scripted and planned. Everything that you're seeing is put in front of you for one reason: to consume and distract you, to keep you in the state of mind where they have all the control over you, and you have to do whatever they say. I'm gonna keep looking into this Charlie Kirk situation. I'm not buying that this is the shooter. I wanna know what you guys think. Are you guys buying this? Was it really this 22-year-old who managed to sneak into the university, find the building, know exactly where Charlie Kirk was gonna be, aim the rifle, take him out, and then disappear, and then get caught exactly 33 hours later? I'm not buying it. I wanna know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. My condolences to his family, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Okay, shout out to Lindsay Kaysen says, remember how he jumped off the roof without a gun? Then they said he had it disassembled in his bag. But the gun in the woods was fully assembled. Let me bring that back once again, because somebody be paying attention. Lindsay says, remember how he jumped off the roof without a gun? He had no gun. Then they said that the gun was found disassembled in a bag. But then they said the gun was found fully assembled in the woods. This is the issue when you see how things are planned and put together. You understand? The inconsistencies in the story. Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We cooking in here for real. Oh, we ain't done yet. You about to see what the hell going on. Because y'all thought I was playing. I got receipts. We ain't playing with nobody up in here. You gonna know we ain't playing today.
A couple of hours after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed during a rally in the Utah University, President Donald Trump came out and addressed the nation about his death, letting the world know that his good friend Charlie Kirk had sadly died. In the speech, he gave credit to Charlie and told the world that he would take action against political violence. The speech itself seemed generic, but there was something off about it. After analyzing what I was seeing, I quickly noticed several things that just seemed off. For some reason in the video, the president didn't seem real. His facial and hand movements appeared strange and off. I thought to myself, is this video AI? And at first I thought I was the only one that thought. But eventually I realized I wasn't the only one, as when I posted this video about why I believe they killed Charlie Kirk, I saw tons of people commenting that the Trump video seemed AI. Then I started seeing people on social media asking the same question. Now everyone has the question, is this Trump video AI? And if so, why? Why would Trump create an AI video to address the death of his good friend? That seems rather cold and soulless. But after looking into it, I saw that the media reported the White House denied using AI to make this video, which to me makes it even more strange, as now they're clearly trying to cover it up. It made me wonder, what else are they lying about? Is there a reason they're using AI Trump? And is the Trump we're seeing even the real Trump? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the Trump video of Charlie Kirk. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my Patreon members know that I have recently released a new Patreon exclusive. This video is about the cover-up of the missing 100 kids in Virginia. If you're one of my members, you won't want to miss this one. If you're not a member, if you would like to join, you can find the link in the description. Or not gonna lie, before I wrote the script for the video, I hadn't seen the Trump video of him addressing Charlie Kirk. I had only read about it through articles, and that's why I wasn't able to mention in the video that I felt that it was AI. But the moment that I saw the video, I instantly told myself, this doesn't look real. This clearly looks AI. The entire video seems so fake. The more that you look at it, the more you realize it. The first thing that I noticed was the color and the texture of the video. It seemed highly edited and it did seem AI generated. The more that you look at it, the colors just don't seem right. And it almost looks like a movie, not like a presidential speech. For example, if we compare this presidential speech to all the rest of the presidential speeches that he gives, they don't even look similar at all. The resolution on the Trump speech looks way different than what it normally looks in all the other speeches he gives. Then when you start to analyze the video, you notice even more things. Before we talk about these things, let's take a look at the video so you can see what I'm saying.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot.
Charlie was a patriot
who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family who he loved more than anything in the world.
Now, as you can see, you can't tell me that this video doesn't look off. If you just look at it, you can tell that there's so much off about it. Now, let me point out the few things that I caught from the first watch. First, Trump's face and head doesn't seem to be moving the way it would normally move while he's speaking. We all know Trump. Trump is a very animated guy, and when he speaks, he tends to speak with his hands, his head, and also face gestures. If you check out any Trump speech, you will notice that he moves his head a lot, he makes several face gestures, and he's always moving his hands. But in this speech, his hands, his face, and his facial gestures seems very off, as he's not moving like he normally does. While yes, he could have just been acting like this because he was addressing the death of his good friend, but it just doesn't seem right. And then you start noticing some technical glitches. For instance, if you look at the screen at this moment here, you notice that Trump's hand almost glitched. It doesn't seem like a natural movement, and it clearly seems like a glitch. Add this also with the way that he's talking and the way that the words are coming out of his mouth. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't seem right. There's something clearly off about this video. Now, my first thought is that it's obviously AI or some sort of deepfake, but why? Why would they want to make an AI video of Trump addressing the death of Charlie Kirk? That would be the last thing that you would think that they would have to make an AI video of. Donald Trump could have just gone on the record and spoke about the tragedy, and no one would have expected anything of him because it's just a speech where he's recognizing the death of his good friend. But for some reason, they served this video, this weird AI video, that just makes you ask so many questions. The first question is, why did they have to use an AI Trump for this video? When I started digging into it, what I found was a little suspicious, I'm not gonna lie. About a week or so ago, there were reports that Trump was supposedly sick and that he was missing for about a week period, and they'd all blamed it on him being severely sick and the White House keeping him out of the public eye so that the public wouldn't know that he's sick.
If you happen to peek onto social media at any point over the last few days, you may have seen people started speculating without any real, actual acute evidence that something bad happened to Donald Trump. Now, it's true that until today, the president had not spoken publicly in a week, and this past weekend, his public schedule was very light, a lot of time at the golf course. Something about that combination got the rumor mill turning. People shared images of this little bruise on the president's hand, which is not uncommon for a man of his advanced age. Others shared photos like this one showing what outlets like the Daily Beast have referred to disparagingly as Trump's cankles.
Now, I couldn't find any verifiable information about this. Everything that I looked up said that the White House denied it and that Trump denied it himself and that he's in good health. Even the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, stated that the speculation online is crazy and baseless.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for
Shout out to Mona Love in the building. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, subscribe. You fam at this point. Respect and understanding what's going on here.
You know, I have heard it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful.
People shared images of this little bruise on the president's hand, which is not uncommon for a man of his advanced age. Others shared photos like this one showing what outlets like the Daily Beast have referred to disparagingly as Trump's cankles.
Now, I couldn't find any verifiable
So he
information
covered up his
about
hand
this.
because he's sick.
Everything that I looked up said that the White House denied it and that Trump denied it himself and that he's in good health. Even the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, stated that the speculation online is crazy and baseless.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really?
You didn't see that?
You know, I have heard it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful.
Stop playing with me, gang. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, gang. See, this that shit we don't play around here. See, you got a handful of people. Matter of fact, not a hand. You got so many people, and I want to say so bad, certain types of people that will listen to this bullshit and actually believe this. And I mean, this is sad, man. This is a serious thing. This is not a game. They got rid of that man, and then they do an AI up there of this man reading a speech, and then they put him in front of us with this live, real Trump that we all know talks as if he in the mob or something. In the same picture, in the same clothing that he was in the AI picture. Covering up his hand like this the whole time he talking. Literally like this. See, the point I'm trying to make is that they don't see us as we see ourselves. You see yourself as a human, as a person, as a valuable citizen in this world that you feel belongs here. If they feel they can do that to us and feed us anything, where do we go from here? Let me say that again for the people in the back. If they can feed us anything that we can decipher, because we deciphering it, why? Because those are the same things they gave us to play with. AI, not believing reality is really real. That is a real thing. They gave that to us. They put it out there for us to play them games and figure out what's real and what ain't. Just for all the days of today, for us to think right now, is this a real Trump interview? Or is this a fake Trump interview? Is it a real Trump interview? Or is it a fake Trump interview?
And spoke about the tragedy, and no one would have expected anything of him because it's just a speech where he's recognizing the death of his good friend. For some reason, they served this video, this weird AI video, that just makes you ask so many questions. The first question is, why did they have to use an AI Trump for this video? When I started digging into it, what I found was a little suspicious, I'm not gonna lie. About a week or so ago, there were reports that Trump was supposedly sick and that he was missing for about a week period, and they'd all blamed it on him being severely sick and the White House keeping him out of the public eye so that the public wouldn't know that he's sick.
If you happen to peek onto social media at any point over the last few days, you may have seen people started speculating without any real, actual acute evidence that something bad happened to Donald Trump. Now, it's true that until today, the president had not spoken.
Hit that like button, subscribe, we cooking,
and this
fam.
past weekend, his public schedule was very light, a lot of time at the golf course. Something about that combination got the rumor mill turning. People shared images of this little bruise on the president's hand, which is not uncommon for a man of his advanced age. Others shared photos, like this one, showing what outlets like the Daily Beast have referred to disparagingly as Trump's cankles.
Now, I couldn't find any verifiable information about this. Everything that I looked up said that the White House denied it, and that Trump denied it himself, and that he's in good health. Even the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, stated that the speculation online is crazy and baseless.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do it for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody.
Shout out to
Marcellus.
Marcellus.
That was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows, and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out.
He doing all that running his mouth for the elderly. He doing all that running his mouth for his followers. He doing all that running his mouth for MAGA. He doing all that running his mouth for those that believe that shit, not for us here at No Filters. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. We cooking. This is serious. This is serious. It ain't about him dying. It's about what they did and how they did it and how they believe what they did will stand. Because they look at us as hamsters. They look at us as nothings. They look at us as dummies when really we are so more. The level of power we possess alone in each other, separately, is so much more. The energy, the electricity of what our brain produces is so much more. But you all don't know that because they would dumb you down to just being a measly old human. Let me say that again for the people in the back. They're trying to dumb you down to be a measly old human. Brad in the building, what's up with you? The point I'm making about that is that you need to understand how serious that is. Because yet you come in here like don't care about it. Yet you come in here like don't trip on it. But yet this is the government that pay your bills, send your food stamps, and that you pay taxes to. This is who runs the world. Shout out to Tone with the $5 donation in the super chat. You already know what it is, T-shirt champ. It's love. I appreciate you, family. So for those that think this is not, or this doesn't matter, you ain't gonna get real until you read that headline that says, we are at war. Schools are closing. You need to make sure you have food and water to last. And if you don't think to get the RFID chip or the mark of the beast, you will not do nothing or survive in this world. You ready for that? No, I just want to know, is you ready for that? Let me know in the chat right now. Are you ready for that? Right now, today. You turn on the news, the headline reads, "We at World War III, schools are closing. You need food and shelter and water. Are you ready?" This very minute, Brandy Webb, are you ready? World War III, schools are closing. You need food, shelter, and water. Are you ready? Oh no, we're gonna keep letting them roll in. I want to know, are you ready? See, that's why I ain't said nothing, because a lot of y'all talking, but the point that Brat just made said, we already in it though for like 3 years now. I want you to know we've been in it for longer than 3 years. But are you ready? World War III, schools are closing. Water, food, shelter is needed. Are you ready? Right now. Are you prepared right now? Are you ready? Stop talking all that shit. Some of you punk ass people in here keep talking. Shut up. Are you ready? That's a simple yes or no. Because for those that got all that mouth, clearly you letting me know you beating around the bush. Are you ready? I appreciate it. Brittany Steiner says, nope, not at all ready. I see 5 yeses in here telling me they ready. Running Rory in the building. I appreciate you, fam. He said, when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, fam. Oh, you better tell them. Let me say it again for you to say it again for them. He said, when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Are you ready is the question. Brian Butcher says, no, sir, but I need to be. I appreciate you being prepared and honest with yourself, yet alone being honest with us. Tone 357, my dog says, I'm ready. Gotta keep me and Pop safe. Shout out to what you just said. It's a blessing because he's thinking more of not just himself, but yet he cares more that it's not just family. See, Tone been here day one. He cared more than that. And when I speak about people caring about family and not others, we never knew what Tone spoke about when he spoke about what he speak about. But now we do, and we are truly thankful and appreciative of it as we bring love and connection through her, through No Filters. Because we all one, we all family, we all up under the same globe of land, we all going through the same things, if not at the same time, but yet we all are experiencing those things. So we want to make sure we sending love to family and my dog in New York. Are you ready? I seen a lot of yells, but I seen a lot of lies. You can be ready with your water, your food, your shelter. But you're not ready emotionally. You're not ready mentally. You can possibly be ready physically because you're built like that. Some people have it more in them. That's real, Tone. You know it's real back. You're not ready mentally. You're not ready spiritually. You're not ready emotionally. You may be ready physically for the water, the food, the shelter, everything. But are you ready mentally, spiritually, emotionally? You wasn't waiting on that. So you didn't see that coming. So you had all them years in there, but you didn't see that coming. Emotionally, spiritually, mentally, are we ready? Pineapple Pam in the building. I need you to understand something about being ready. Because like Fam said, when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. But that's the thing. You don't even know what you're really getting ready for. Woo! You don't really know what you're getting ready for. You got all these people saying this. You got all these people saying that. You got us here saying a bunch of shit. But what are we really getting ready for? Half of you don't even believe in God or the devil. Half of you don't even believe in spiritual warfare. Because you don't even believe in spirits. I feel sorry for a lot of you that don't know because you've yet to like or subscribe. And this is where you real know where we bring light to darkness. We here to inform and understand and be aware that if it walk like a duck and if it quack like one, damn it, it's a duck. We will not wait on headlines to read what we need to do tomorrow. We don't wait on problems to solve anything we're going through today. We're proactive. We don't react, we proact. All I need to see is that they shooting people now in the neck broad daylight to get a point across. And now, we really know what we need to do. That's why I love my family in here. And it's only family in here that I know that's family because they only respond accordingly to what family would say. Lori just said, pray. Francie said, praying for everyone. You get the two? Lori just said what you need to be doing because you don't even know what to do. And then my other family member says, praying for everyone. So she talks like we talk as fam here because we in this together. So you can't tell me my fam ain't looking out for you. Like I ain't even got to say this shit. They know what it is. Together. You have the opportunity to become fam today. But I warn you, if you ain't really real, if you ain't standing on business, if you ain't bringing light to darkness, and if you ain't informing or understanding and being aware, to call a duck out when they walk or call a duck out when they quack, I advise you to not become a member. Because I told you I'm not here for the lights. We're not here to play games. We need you to understand that when you like and subscribe Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. with your boy Dealatofficial and my fam here at No Filters, you can't get this in a cookbook, fam. We cooking. You don't get it nowhere else. This is the only way you get it, fam, because we bring that light to darkness. I don't think he the shooter. And now we in a time where you get shot in your neck and you can't do nothing about it. And they can put an alibi together so nicely and throw AI in there. You must understand how serious AI is. If your own damn president can use it to give a speech about a person They just got out the way. Hit that like button and subscribe in here. I ain't scared.
To visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility.
But then why did they use an AI video? Is there something they're not telling us? There's also been conspiracies online that for some reason there are multiple Trumps. Now, we all know that's not impossible because presidents are known to have body doubles, several body doubles. This is just something that they do for safety. It is strange if they start using these body doubles for speeches and things like that, which wouldn't be impossible. Some people might even think that Trump is cloned. I don't go into that, but to be honest with you, if anyone was going to be a clone, it would likely be a president or someone as important as that, not a rapper. Now, things started to really get strange when the White House themselves came out and denied that the video of Trump addressing Charlie Kirk's death was AI, which to me, that's what made it even more suspicious, because now they're clearly trying to cover this. There's this video of the media claiming that they investigated if the Trump video was AI. They contacted the White House, and obviously the White House denied it being AI. And then they also then sent the AI video to an act.
But you see how they get ahead of us? When people start talking about something, then they try to use an outlet like TMZ to try to contact and them say something. Well, ask them, is it AI? Motherfucker, we don't care to ask you. You think we asking you, is it AI? You think we gonna ask you, is a robot talking? Is you stupid, dumbass? We ain't asking you that. We know it's you. Why would we ask you? Just so you can confirm it? Who the hell would confirm that they AI? Shout out Nene Love Savvy TV. Good night. Have a good evening. Who gonna confirm that? Is you serious? Talking about they gonna ask him like it matters. We wrapping it up.
To see if the video was AI. According to the media, even the analysts point out the same things that I point out, and they felt that the video was also AI. But they also concluded that the video is an AI because the audio track seems to be real, and they left it at that.
We saw multiple posts online, some getting millions of views, suggesting that this video of Trump might be AI generated, specifically around this weird looking glitch.
Charlie was a patriot.
So last night, I started reaching out to digital forensics experts to see what they thought about it. I spoke with 2 university professors who study the technology and 2 companies that track and identify deepfakes. The professors both started by saying this is weird, especially that glitch, and the fact that Trump doesn't seem to move his hands for most of the video. However, all 4 experts I talked to said the video doesn't show evidence of being synthetically generated or a deepfake, and that the audio in particular is authentic. In short, they said this is evidence of multiple videos being stitched together, perhaps awkwardly. A White House spokesperson told me there was no AI used in this video and that anyone sharing deranged conspiracy theories should be ashamed of themselves. Trump's team frequently uses deepfakes in social media, but for memeing and messaging, never, as far as we know, trying to pass off one as real.
Obviously, we know not to trust the media, as the media is bought out by the White House. So if the White House tells them the video is not AI, they're likely just going to say that the video is not AI. But if we're being honest with ourselves, everyone can easily see this is an AI video. There's AI out there that's so hard for you to tell if it's AI or not. This is not one of those situations. This clearly looks AI. Just look at the video and you can tell off the first look that everything about this video seems off. So why are they doing this? Are they hiding something from us? Well, obviously they are. That's what they always do. But the question is, what are they hiding about Trump? Is there something off about Trump? Is this not the real Trump? Did something happen to Trump? Or is Trump just having to make AI videos so that he doesn't have to address it? You know, strangely, after the Charlie Kirk assassination happened, Trump was seen at the Yankee Stadium basically partying it up, which is kind of strange when you're supposed to be mourning the loss of a close friend that literally got assassinated on live in front of a crowd of hundreds of people. In my opinion, this video is clearly AI. They're obviously not telling us the truth, and they're not going to tell us the truth. And it makes you wonder if Trump really is sick and something did really happen to him, and now they're using body doubles and AI videos in order to keep the public from knowing. I want to know what you guys think below. Let me know in the comment section. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
And see, now I think now that make you think even more that that's why Trump was acting like that when he was talking in front of the whole people. He was looking like I ain't never seen him talk that fast. So when he was in that when he was in that conference, when he was putting it out there talking, the man ain't never talked that fast, ever. When he talks, he's relaxed. He might say this, might say a little that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like he ain't pressing. So when he got up there and stood and started talking, I'm like, that's the real Trump. That's how Trump talk. And in my mind, if they using a double, which it sounds like was real, and Trump really is sick, that's another Joe Biden situation, fam. He was talking fast. He's not relaxed. Anytime Trump talk, it's like when he talking, he be thinking about his response while he talking. That's how Trump be talking. Trump talk like he thinking about his response while he talking. Think about, look at this. Look at this. Just look at this.
That just makes you ask so many questions. The first question is, why do they have to use an AI?
Now look at look.
You see that?
No.
People didn't
Look
see it
at
for a
that.
couple
The
days.
man.
Secretary Caroline Levitt stated that
check it out. Check it out.
speculation online is crazy.
Look how long it take for him to
I found out
respond.
the weekend that you were dead. You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I
You
did
ain't lying, Tom.
numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do him for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility.
But then why did they use an AI video? Is there something they're not telling us? There's also been
So they use the AI video, and then they have real Trump dress up like the AI with the dark tie, dark blue, all of that. And now we out here like, okay, well, you can't argue with that because he looks exactly like he did right here as he's talking. But the difference is he never moves a gesture. He never does anything. The video glitches 2 or 3 times, and he's still running it down as if that's how Trump talked. So the seriousness of this to you and me, fam, is that this is what's going on today. I need you to understand distractions, and then I need you to understand reactions. And then I need you to understand pro-action. Because that's what we're taking here in No Filters with your boy and my family here with Dealatofficial. We need to be proactive to this situation because this is what they're doing. They're choosing to literally lie, put it in our face and say, hey, whatever. Whatever they believe, let them run with it. Nobody cares in a week or two. As always, fam, I need to know what you think. In the chat. Is it real? Is that really the shooter or not? Is this really Trump talking or AI? Do you really believe that the 33 hours that was put into place was really not already put together? I need to know what you think, family. Here with your boy Dealatofficial and my family. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate each and every one of you all. Good night, family. Be safe.